All right, guys, I want to talk about why I decided to pull for Firefly when I skipped Boot Hill and was planning on getting Jade. Um, Low key, I was actually just going to skip all three of them, but I happened to have 90 pulls, and I was like, well, I haven't seen anyone crazy coming in the future. Apparently, Firefly is just as good as Acheron when it comes to breaks teams. And I don't really have a AoE fire damage dealer. I mean, at the end of the day, I have a Topaz who's made for a very specific comp, and so I was like, I'm kind of missing the fire department. Now, Firefly is not one of my favorite designs characters. She looks pretty lame. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of her. I mean, she's got cool eyes, but outside of that, she's got this like lame little sword, and she is what she is. No hard feelings. But in combat, she's one of the coolest characters in the game, which is kind of a departure from what Hoyoverse typically likes to do. Typically, they just try to make like the best looking character possible, and then they also look like that when they're fighting. Firefly's different though. I know most of you have probably seen or played with someone's Firefly at this point, but I'll show you. Obviously, she's Sam, and Sam's GOAT. And what I like about Firefly is Sam gets their ultimate off pretty much immediately every single time. And so you don't really have to worry about really anything. When she uses her ultimate, she also just gets to go a ludicrous amount of times in a turn. So she goes into like the super cool state, right? And then you just kind of nuke everything. And she like, I think she implants fire weakness and she does good AoE. And she does her own super break, which is really cool. She also lets you use your Harmony Trailblazer. And so the main reason I pulled her was because I already am using the units that make her OP. I already have a built Ruan Mei. I already have a E2 Trailblazer. Now my Trailblazer could be dramatically better if I, did the side quests and leveled up the Clocky statue, because not having her E4 does, dramatically nerf my, the power of my Firefly. But Firefly is just such a good all-around unit, and I think people probably slept on her mainly because of Wuthering Waves and everyone just being obsessed with that and people waiting for Zenless Zone 0. And so people that typically would wail on this game are probably wondering, well, do I keep wailing on a game that's not going to be the new game? And Firefly, I think, has a few things going for her that make her exceptionally easy to build. One, she can use on the fall of an Aeon, doesn't need her signature light cone to be OP. This is very, very good for her, and arguably this is better on her than any other unit in the game. I don't think anyone takes advantage of the Aeon buff nearly as much as Firefly does. So there's a benefit right there. Two, she can use the two new sets, and they made the sets faster to farm than before. And you don't need crazy stats. So mine does pretty well. She's at 155 speed. She's got 2,628 attack. She's not fully level 80 yet, so take that with a grain of salt. Her break effect is at 127. You just saw me using her with a 192 break effect Ruan Mei and a 250 break effect Harmony Trailblazer. So you saw her kind of with two goats that also will help give her break effect. So hers isn't as high as it obviously could be. I am running her with a break effect rope, attack sphere, speed boots, and attack body. Because she just needs attack and speed, that's all you need to roll. Like straight up. You don't need crit. You don't need literally anything else. You just get a hat with attack and speed. Mine happened to be flat, which is not good. I had another one that was better, but it doesn't have as much speed. I have a attack hand with attack percent and speed. I have my attack percent chest with, again, speed. Got my boots with double attack and break effect. Obviously, if you could get break effect on all of these, they would be better. And then just give her an attack percent sphere. Obviously, you want break effect and speed, but this rolled break effect, I think, like every time, so makes it really, really good. And then break effect rope. You want speed and you want attack on it. Mine obviously didn't roll well. There's a lot of room for improvement, but she's still cracked right now, even at the state she is. She's not fully maxed out on her traces, just at 788. So there's a lot of room for her to go up. And the thing that I liked about her was that I can use my free-to-play Trailblazer, right? I can use the Ruan Mei that I already use all the time, and any of the sustains go well with her. I could build Gallagher if I wanted to have less resources, because I have Gallagher at E6 now after pulling on what's her name, Firefly. But I don't really want to build Gallagher if I'm being honest. I already have enough sustains, and I'd rather just use Huohua with Firefly for most of the stuff because Huohua is incredibly slept on with her. Getting her ult back as frequently as she does with Huohua is freaking awesome. And then also you get to use this light cone if you have it, which makes it even better for Firefly's damage. The other thing with Firefly is that you get to. I feel like roaming the overworld with Sam low key wasn't gonna fit the aesthetic of the game super well. When everyone on your team is supposed to be like a waifu husbando. So the fact that you get to play as her and then she suits up into the mech, I thought was kind of a cool little bonus. Um, but yeah, I mean, Firefly has been a lot better than I expected. I probably wouldn't have pulled on her if she wasn't so incredibly meta right now. I know every new 5-star unit is incredibly meta. That's like never not going to be a thing. But she's the premier super break unit for AoE, while the what was his name? Boot Hill was for single target. Boot Hill was stupid and I just don't like him. I might just honestly hate physical characters. That might be the problem because I feel like the only characters I've skipped on this game have been physical. Like we can look at the databank characters. Yeah, I've literally only skipped Argenti and Boot Hill, which are the physical units. It's kind of funny that those are the only ones that I've actually skipped. So take what I say with a grain of salt, of course, but I'm very happy I pulled Firefly. She's much better than I expected her to be, and I'm hoping all of you guys are enjoying using other people's Fireflies as much as I am, because the fact that she's so free to play friendly makes me feel like I feel like Jade's free to play friendly too. That it just made me excited to get her. Like I was planning on not getting her, but here she is.